Sapsuckers are woodpeckers with a sweet tooth. They drill a series of holes in a horizontal line, half an inch apart, and then partake of the rising sap from each sap well. Maple trees are a favorite because they have the sweetest saps of all, but any tree with thin bark and fairly sweet sap will do. Say birch, aspen, pine, poplar, willow. They could tell you which trees are sweet and which bitter. And sapsucker is a bit misleading as a name. Sap sipper or even sap slurper would be more accurate. They have hairs on the end of their short spoon-shaped tongues that they use like a paintbrush to swipe up the oozing sap. This immature, notice there's no red on his crown, is busy drilling several holes. Once a sapsucker has accomplished that, he braces that stiff tail against the tree trunk and leans back in a classic woodpecker pose, waiting for the sap to ooze into place. While he's waiting, let me point out how to identify the yellow-bellies. The adult has a red crown. The male has a red chin, which the female lacks. This species does have a yellow belly. Good luck seeing it since he's usually snugged up against a tree trunk. But his belly has such an anemic trace of yellow that even he should protest against the name. I mean, if that title fits him, then we could just as reasonably call Beethoven's Fifth the Piccolo Symphony. Oh, sure, there are 5-second bits of piccolo solo in it, but only a piccolo player might think the name apt. Furthermore, the Williamson sapsucker actually has a vivid yellow belly. 4 different species of sapsuckers live on this continent, with the yellow-bellied being the most common. In fact, we have the only 4 sapsuckers in the world, and a group of them is called, get this, a slurp. Like most woodpeckers, yellow-bellies are mainly black and white with touches of red, but their small size and their backs, with blurry or not quite white markings, turn them into tree bark from a distance. Compare the crisp markings in pure white on this downy woodpecker. Our immature yellow-bellied has finished waiting and is now licking from one hole after another. He's a leisurely diner, not from any dainty table manners, so much as from being forced to pause to give the sap time to replenish. His sap wells present him with a bit of a dilemma because they scab over and he has to return regularly to reopen them. The problem is that if he leaves, intending to come back to tend them, they often get raided. This downy stopped by for a snack as soon as he left. Later in the season, the sapsucker will have to run off hummingbirds and warblers. Insects will find the sap too, but that's a bonus. Those he eats. But animals far larger than he is thank him for the sap wells and take what they want. Bigger woodpeckers, squirrels, even porcupines, so I hear. I filmed the adult and the juvenile on successive days in mid-February on a maple tree whose sap had obviously started to rise for the spring here in Missouri. They'd have been on their way to Canada or possibly the northeastern United States for the nesting season. Here's hoping the immature, whose head is only just beginning to show some signs of red, changes a lot by the time he gets to Toronto and starts looking for a mate. He and the adult male I saw the day before might even develop a bit more yellow on their fronts as they work their way north. It won't be as much as the Williamsons would have, but at least they might come closer to deserving their name.